don't know this by now, your brain was not built for this much pleasure, and it's starting to malfunction. Which sounds a bit dramatic until you realize the average dopamine spike today is higher than what people were getting from cocaine in the 1970s.
Roger, Charlie, we're ready to rock.
Unusual practice. Deeper than a TikTok, tighter than a book.
And we're all standing around pretending it's weird that everyone's anxious, distracted, and vaguely miserable. Here's the thing nobody really admits. Your brain thinks TikTok is heroin. Yep. Amazon Prime is a slot machine with free shipping. And dating apps are psychological warfare dressed up as connection.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
And the part that makes this truly tragic is that dopamine doesn't even measure pleasure. Nope. It measures anticipation. The wanting, not the having.
What the fuck?
So every swipe, every scroll, every add to cart button is just your prefrontal cortex getting edged by a team of Stanford dropouts who studied behavioral psychology specifically to exploit this exact loophole. So we're not actually experiencing joy. We're experiencing the promise of joy on loop forever.
Oh my God.
We engineered a civilization that's permanently edging its own freaking nervous system. We didn't become addicts because life got hard. We became addicts because life got too easy to stimulate meaninglessly. Your brain isn't built to feel good. It's built to chase. That's the part they don't tell you in therapy. That's the part Instagram coaches skip when they're selling you balance. Dopamine neurons fire before the reward, not after. Once the reward actually arrives, dopamine drops, sometimes below baseline. And that is the crash. That's why finally getting the thing feels absolutely weirdly flat. And you already know this, even if you've never had language for it. The anticipation of vacation sometimes feels better than the vacation. Scrolling the menu feels better than eating the food. And flirting feels electric. But the relationship starts feeling like the damn French administration work right soon after. That's dopamine doing exactly what it evolved to do. Keep you hunting. I remember noticing this the first time I got obsessed with black gummy bracelets, okay? That was Madonna's fault, not mine, and I was obsessed over it for months. That thing back then would make me so much cooler than cool, and would finally make me feel fan-freaking-tastic. And within days, I was already restless again, scanning for the next hit, like, okay, cool. What else? And no, it didn't change growing older. That moment messes with you because it forces a really uncomfortable realization. The chase was never supposed to last forever. In lab studies, rats given unlimited dopamine stimulation stop eating. They don't explore, they don't rest, they don't mate. They just press the lever over and over, starving to death, motivated, focused, dead. Now translate that to humans. Infinite scrolling equals infinite anticipation. Infinite anticipation equals zero satisfaction. Zero satisfaction turns into that chronic, low-grade despair we keep calling being tired. It's like flirting forever and never touching. The nervous system stays aroused, jittery, irritated, and eventually resentful of everything. Your brain wanted the chase to end. It was supposed to end with a meal, with safety, and with rest. But now, the chase is the product. And yep, This part's actually measurable. Dopamine receptors downregulate. Same stimulus, less effect. So you turn the volume up. More novelty, more intensity, and more stimulation. Not because you're weak, because that's physics. Ask anyone that rocked his years on coke. So let's go on a quick physics detour. Entropy, basically this useless energy, is the universe's way of saying everything falls apart unless you actively fight to keep it together. Your room gets messy, your car breaks down, your body, joy, ages. Your brain works the same way. It evolved to handle a very short list: finding food, having sex, and not dying in winter. Speaking of winter, it is so damn cold today and currently snowing. A cute look with disastrous shakes. Anyway, so that's it. Food, sex, and not dying. Now, that same system is being asked to process infinite novelty on demand, algorithmic manipulation designed by people who understand your brain better than you do, and artificial scarcity engineered by PhDs with excellent resumes and unresolved childhood issues. Your brain is a 1987 Honda Civic trying to run software written for a damn spaceship. What the hell?
What the hell are you talking about?
And here's the twisted part. Novelty spikes dopamine harder than quality. So, listen well. It isn't about meaning, beauty, or depth. Just new. Which is why great relationships start feeling boring, meaningful work starts feeling heavy, and silence starts feeling like a threat. Stillness doesn't sell. So, we built an entire economy around keeping your brain in permanent free fall.
Unusual practice takes you where most conversations never go. Hidden histories, counterintuitive truths, and cultural twists that flip your perspective. Deep ideas delivered short and sharp, just minutes that feel like years of discovery. You'll learn what most people miss in a lifetime, giving you the kind of knowledge that sparks conversations, ignites debates, and makes people lean in closer. Concise, surprising, and impossible to ignore.
In the 1930s, B.F. Skinner put pigeons in boxes with random rewards. Sometimes they pecked the lever and got food. Sometimes they didn't. No pattern, pure chaos. The pigeons lost their minds, obviously. They started inventing rituals, spinning, bowing, tapping twice before pecking, because their brains were desperately trying to believe their behavior mattered. So now, tell me this. Tell me how this doesn't sound absolutely familiar. Check this out. Checking your phone without knowing why. Does that resonate? Refreshing an app you just opened. Checking email at 11 p.m. like something life-changing is about to happen. Guys, that's not curiosity. That's conditioning. Random rewards don't just make you check more. They make you believe your checking actually matters. Free will gets real slippery once randomness enters the system, and we built an entire economy on it. So let's be honest about what we did here. We didn't optimize for happiness. Stop that crap. We optimized for engagement. Food bypasses satiety. Porn bypasses intimacy. Motivation bypasses meaning. So the nervous system walks around confused, defensive, vaguely feral, wondering why nothing lands anymore. We call it freedom because neurologically hijacked lab stupid animals didn't test well in focus groups. The brain stabilizes only when desire is constrained, not indulged, not eliminated, contained. Scarcity is actually the regulator. Your grandparents weren't happier because they were tougher or more enlightened. They had limits, real ones. 3 TV channels, dinner at 6, boredom on Tuesday. And when you can't have everything, you actually end up enjoying something, which means, and yep, this sucks, boredom is medicine. Frustration is alignment. And longing is proof you're still alive. We always thought that freedom meant infinite options. Turns out, through true science, freedom might mean having the guts to say no to most of them. I'm not saying delete everything and become a monk, okay? That advice is unrealistic and honestly, it's really annoying. But try this instead. As an experiment, not a lifestyle. The next time you reach for your phone out of reflex, don't. Just sit there. Let the discomfort spike. Let your brain panic for 20 or 30 seconds. Notice how it peaks. And then notice how it passes. That discomfort is what you should feel. It's your nervous system remembering what it feels like to not be a rat in a cage pressing a lever. Monks and long-term meditation show lower baseline dopamine and higher life satisfaction, not because they feel less, but because they want less. And nobody's selling enough, because enough doesn't scale. It doesn't disrupt. It doesn't grow quarter over quarter. Modern life isn't overstimulating by accident. It's overstimulating by design. But you can opt out quietly, imperfectly, and maybe in small, deliberate ways. And 6 months in, it might feel like the first full breath you've taken in years. Here's the smallest opt-out I know that actually worked for me. I want you to pick one thing you normally use to kill 5 minutes. Just one. And decide that you're only allowed to touch it after you've been bored for 60 seconds. Not productive, don't be productive. Don't meditate, don't journal, just bored.
Unusual practice. Deeper than a TikTok, tighter than a book.
No phone, no input, no optimizing the boredom. 60 seconds of doing absolutely squat diddly.
What?
And here's why this matters. Dopamine spikes on relief from discomfort. So when you remove the constant escape hatch, your brain starts doing something absolutely wild. It recalibrates what counts as interesting. This is part of the reason why you may have heard that scientists are asking that when you're going to study, keep your phone in another room. And you will notice music starts to sound better. I'm not joking. Conversations actually feel sharper. And food tastes like something again. Not because life changed, but because your nervous system finally finished the chase it was never allowed to complete. Most people are not going to do this. I know, I'm flying. But not because it's hard, but most people will not do it because it's quiet. And quiet is the one thing this system never taught us how to tolerate.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
So, don't make it a habit, don't brand it, don't tell anyone you're doing it. Just steal 60 seconds back from the machine and see what your brain does when it realizes the lever isn't working. If this hit a nerve, follow the show so you're not the only one noticing this stuff and wondering if you're losing your mind. Share it with someone who swears they are totally fine but hasn't finished the thought without checking their phone in 3 years. And if you've got a topic you want dissected, especially the weird, uncomfortable ones, just like this one, I got this in from a listener, those are usually the best episodes, so bring them on. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and stay uncomfortably aware.
Mom, somebody just followed me.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.